Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis. We are on the European Dead Zone in the Winding Cove. Zer's up here on his little perch on the cliff. Let's see what he's got for sale. For the weapon, we've got the Promethus lens. This is a exotic trace rifle. Most of these are exotics, so you definitely should buy this one if you don't have it, just to make sure you've always got all the trace rifle options. Pretty straightforward though, fires a solar trace beam and generates a damaging heat field that grows as the weapon continues to fire. And then also, kills with this weapon return a fraction of the ammo to the magazine from reserves, extending the beam's duration. So if you have a group of enemies, you keep firing at them, the little heat field keeps getting bigger and bigger, you're killing more enemies, you just keep getting ammo and keep firing. Cool weapon to use. If you don't have it, definitely make sure you buy it. Good functionality, has some fun moments, definitely had laser tag at one point with this as well. But overall, if you don't have this, you got to own it, so buy it. Speaking of buying, just with a quick glance at the stats, I'm probably going to say buy this as well. Shinobu's Val, this is your Hunter exotic, improves skip grenades. Basically, it improves their tracking, I'm pretty sure. You also gain an additional skip grenade charge, so you've got 2 that you can throw, basically to really shut down a corner, a room, whatever it may be. Skip grenade returns energy when it damages enemies, so if you get enough damage, full kill, something like that, you might actually get some of that skip grenade energy back, almost a full grenade. And stats over here, you've got 9 in mobility, masterwork that thing, it's up to 11, 22 in recovery, 16 in discipline, 9 in intellect, 6 in strength, and it's a 65 total, high recovery, high discipline on a grenade-based exotic. This is definitely solid, check your stats, but this is definitely one. If you like grenades, if you ever think Shinobu's Vow could be good, this is a role that will benefit you very well if you buy it, so don't miss this one. Pretty stout Hunter exotic right here. Definitely get this one for sure. For the Titans, we've got the Lion Rampants. These are your mobility exotic, additional aerial maneuverability, and enables hipfire accuracy, or accurate hipfire while you're in the air during the lift. Basically, if you're trying to do any PvE exploration, trying to, go backwards in Last Wish and do any of the raid exploration, these are your mobility exotics, so you need to buy them, and they've actually got 10 in mobility, so it's not complete trash. 14 in resilience is kind of the Titan stat, 6 in recovery, 2 in discipline, 14 intellect, 15 strength. They're fine in the other stats, but decent mobility, and if you don't have a pair of these at all, you always need to have one of these somewhere to make sure you can always do any of the mobility, jumping puzzles, anything like that. Always good to have a pair. And these actually have 10 mobility, so they don't totally suck. Throw a mod on there, you could actually get it up to 20. Actually wouldn't be too bad. So, buy a pair if you don't have them. 61's not the highest roll, but you should always at least have one of these somewhere in your vault. Wow. Crown of Tempest. This is for your Stormcaller subclass. Conduction Tines. Arc ability kills increase the recharge rate of your arc abilities and extend the duration of your Storm Trance super. So 2 things. This is your Storm Trance, Stormcaller super, your, electric fingers. Definitely the way to make it last a lot longer. Also, arc ability kills increase the recharge rate of your arc abilities. So if you get arc kills, you get your abilities faster to get more arc kills. You guys see where the cycle is going. On top of that, you've got a 64 stat roll. 16 in recovery. That's like the perfect thing for everybody wants recovery, and so do Warlocks especially. 13 discipline, so you get some of that ability energy back for your grenades. You've got 15 in intellect, which is pairing very well with your super. 9 in mobility, 9 in resilience. Those are fine. I mean, give or take if you really want those. But those 3 middle ones being high like they are, this is a really, really good roll on this thing. Also, again, check your stat rolls, because it's most likely not as good as this one unless you've just farmed the crap out of it. So this is a very, very important roll to buy if you may ever have a Warlock, may not have a Warlock right now. At least throw it in the vault. Again, very, very solid roll here. Don't miss this one. All right, now let's look at the legendary weapons. I did like the weekly reset trick to see if the weapons were going to be there. They were, but they are different perks today, so hopefully some of them are good. You've got a Grave Robber and Time Payload with accurized rounds and a Crossfire. Decent, solid range on this one if that's what you're going for. It's a 120 with decent range. Grave Robber's not exactly, I don't think, anybody's favorite. Time Payload on Prophecy, though, really giving that range almost even extra on top of having range here. You've got the Crossfire for increased range. Reload speed could definitely be range masterwork, but it's an okay 120 if you want to experiment with one. Grave Robber's kind of a throwaway perk personally, but that's just me. For the 7th Seraph Revolver, we've got Feeding Frenzy, not bad. Underdog, not my favorite. Again, not one that I don't think a lot of people hold very high. We've got accurized rounds. You've got Hammer Forged Rifling, again with the Reload masterwork. Mediocre at best, in my opinion. Feeding Frenzy's not bad, but not much happening right here. Nature of the Beast, we've got Rangefinder and Quick Draw, along with accurized rounds, and again, the Sure Shot for a nice little boost to range. Handling Masterwork isn't bad to go with Quick Draw if you're trying to pair something with, say, a bow, where you could, hit him with a bow, switch over, and get that final tap. It is a 180, so it's not going to have the biggest range in the world. But again, quick draw and decent handling on this one may be an option if you're trying to do the bow, quick switch over to a hand cannon for the follow-up cleanup. That's up to you. Distant Tumulus that doesn't even fit on the screen. We've got Firing Line, Lead from Gold. I mean, it's fine. Firing Line's not bad if you're, working in groups on DPS. Snipers, unfortunately, aren't doing the most in the world of DPS right now, especially on something like a 140. This is not exactly a DPS loadout, and I don't think it's doing anything that's making it look really fantastic for PvP either, so overall, meh. First in, last out, you've got Demolitionist, you've got Hipfire Grip. If you're trying to do precision frame slug shotgun with hipfire grip, you're better than me. More power to you if you want to do that. You do have tactical and light mag both if you're trying to get a little range. You've got small bore for even a little bit more range, a little bit of stability. Your guys' call. Somebody in the comments tell me hipfire grip on this thing to me doesn't feel like it's going to do a whole bunch of good because you're going to want that precision ADS probably shot. If you're pulling off, hipfire precision slug kills, please comment below and apparently tell me how much of a god you are, because that's something I don't even think I could try and do. Honor's Edge, we've got a kind of mediocre set of perks here. We've got Blocking, Tireless Blade. It's nothing special. Finally, here we've got the Keening for a sidearm. You've got Zen Moment for stability, which is a good thing I'm learning. Hipfire Grip as well. Accuracy, stability, precision targeting when firing from the hip. I guess the precision targeting for hipfire grip might help the shotgun, but I think the precision shotgun might need a little more help than that. You do have light mag, little reload speed and range on this one, which is probably going to be an okay give up for the extended mag. And then you've also got small bore for stability and range. And down here you got reload speed if you want to make up for any of that. So overall, not a bad looking sidearm, pretty stable. And it's going to be, the well-rounded single shot. Not a bad little feeling sidearm, especially with the high stability. It's going to be pretty good if you can get those headshots rolling. That is your weapons. Now let's see if armor looks any good. We've got a 63, 16 intellect, 13 strength, 16 in mobility, low resilience, low discipline, 10 recovery. Not amazing. It's a high stat roll, but the distribution's just weird. If you like mobility, you've got some mobility, at least 10 recovery, some strength, some intellect. It's not the worst. But Titans do tend to like to have higher resilience for your wall or your barricade, and if you don't care about that, it's not bad for like a mobility strength, run fast roll. Overall, not amazing. 62 high discipline, high mobility, medium recovery, and intellect. If you masterworked it, technically you'd be at 11 on both of those, but it's only a 62. 62 here. Now this, on the other hand, though, if you're not really caring too much about resilience, 9 in mobility, masterwork it's up to 11, 18 in recovery, 18 in intellect, you masterwork gets up to 20 on both of those, so that's 2 tiers. And discipline sitting there at 13, it would bump up to 15, which you could use a single mod to bump up. While this is only a 62, this is a very good distribution for this helmet. Definitely one, consider trying this one out. If you're looking for a decent roll, 62, this distribution, not one to miss out on. Boots, 56, meh. Let's check the other characters. Overall for the Titan, though, great helmet for sure. All right, for the Warlocks, we've got a 58. Ooh, a 64. Now, this is a point where 64 is interesting. It's really, really high in mobility. So if you're into like a mobility build, you're trying to run around. For the Warlock, we've got 64, 12 intellect, 12 strength, 8 recovery, 9 discipline. It's not bad. If you masterwork this, everything that matters for a Warlock would at least be 10. And you've got 21 mobility. If for some reason you're going for a high Warlock mobility build, this is not a bad spread otherwise. Helmet, you've got 64 with 25 in resilience. That is the most thrown away stats I've seen on a piece of gear in a while. And boots at 61. High strength, high discipline, high mobility, and high resilience with low recovery, low intellect. This could have a 70 on it, and with this distribution, it would still be trash. Overall, the only one to kind of consider is 64, but most of this is not really speaking to a Warlock. Finally, for the Hunters, we've got a 59, meh, 62 with high mobility, decent resilience, which isn't a great thing, low recovery, low intellect. Kind of stop talking about it. See, this is a 62. Not really worth most people's time. You want recovery, you want decent intellect, not really caring about resilience. A lot of things in the wrong places. Gonna skip this one. Got a 62. Now, this, on the other hand, decent mobility, 10 recovery, 14 discipline, 15 intellect. This, on the other hand, much better. Pretty solid helmet here as well. Both the Titan and the Hunter have decent helmets. And then boots, I mean, that's 26 intellect. That's a spiky one. Unfortunately, it's 59 otherwise. Not still the worst thing, but again, overall, helmet for the Titan, helmet for the Hunter, and then the helmet for the Warlocks as well are pretty much the things to look at this week. Buy the line Rampants if you don't have them. If also for the Hunter, these exotics, pretty stout on the setup here if this is what you're looking for. So overall, pretty decent week. If you're missing anything, compare your stat rolls, compare, you know, your armor rolls, that types of things, seeing what you got. Buy the exotic weapon if for some reason you don't have it. And if you guys do enjoy this one, please drop a like below. If you want to find me on Twitter, it's @Ebontis. If you want to find me streaming, it's either twitch.tv/Ebontis or right here on YouTube where I do stream. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that alert bell to see those streams and videos that are coming from me. Hopefully they make it to your YouTube feed. If you guys want to support me directly, you can find me on Patreon. Link is below in the description, or right here on YouTube, you can join the channel as a member. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.